If you are someone that's new to collecting, chances are you're going to see these 10 fragrances brought up all the time. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I'm seeing these all over the place. People are talking about them all the time. Are they really that good? And this is one of the most subjective hobbies out there, so it's going to depend on person to person. But when you look at the data, these 10 fragrances here are some of the most highly ranked designer scents. And when it comes to my opinion, what I look for in scents, these are 10 of the very best on the market, at least to me. And I'm definitely not the only one that holds that opinion as well. You'll see a lot of people are agreeing with the fact that these are just some of the best that's ever been created. And there's so many out there. You know, if you don't see your favorite one in here, it's not because I don't like it. You know, I didn't omit it for any reason other than we can only fit so many. You know, you start doing top 50s and stuff like that. Just gets to be a lot of information to take in. We just focus on 10, give each one some attention, break these down if you haven't heard of them already, which you probably have, but they're worth buying no matter where you're at in your fragrance collecting hobby, whether you're beginning to start building up a collection or you've been doing it for years now and you just don't have any of these yet. And I'm going to drop some links to these down below. If you want to get any of these at prices below retail, shop through discounters and that's going to get you the best prices possible. I've got a mailing list you can sign up to as well. Anything that is rare, discontinued, or hard to find. Anytime something like that comes into stock, I send out an email giving you the opportunity to get a bottle for yourself before it does go out of stock. We got to kick things off with DIOR Homme Intense. Yeah, one of my favorites of all time. Very divisive, this one. Maybe not very. There's definitely scents out there that are more polarizing than this, but this is one that can kind of be hit or miss, love or hate. So, you know, it's going to depend on who the person is that is smelling this. You know, you really have to either do your due diligence and get a sample first or try it in store first, or just blind buy and hope for the best. But this is one of those scents where people who love it, like straight up love it. Like there's almost no middle ground. It's either you hate it or you are just head over heels in love with this stuff. Very rarely will you see people just go, oh yeah, DIOR Homme Intense, it's just okay. It does happen, but this one has some sort of kind of magnetic feeling about it to where it just draws people in and it gets you hooked and obsessed with this stuff. It's all about the iris. There's some lavender in here, a little bit of a cacao, kind of chocolatey, creamy, sweet smell. Of all notes, there's even a little bit of a pear accord. Kind of gives off a slight fruity sweetness, but that's buried quite a bit. The iris is definitely the star of the show. Just one of the best of all time to me. You know, if you're looking for something that is not your typical style scent and you want to stand out, this is one that will do that for you. Next up, we have Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I mean, it's the pioneer of the blue fragrance DNA. Whether you love it or hate it, there's no denying that this stuff is just one of the greatest. You know, it's done so much. It has started a whole category, you know, around this. There's so many other amazing fragrances that have been created as a result of this one being out there and other brands looking at it and going, you know what, we need to do something similar to that. I mean, even now in 2023, there are still things coming out in the blue fragrance category, and that's when this started. Now this one's all about the grapefruit and the incense, some other woods going on in here as well. You know, this is going to be, even still, probably the most classy blue scent you can buy. It's the most mature, the most elegant. You start getting into Sauvage and Dylan Blue, the younger side of things start to show. You know, it does smell a little bit more playful. Maybe those aren't the best choice for a business meeting, but this is one of the best choices for a business meeting. I mean, you're going to smell fresh and clean and inoffensive and not too strong or anything like that either. It's not something that's going to annoy people. It is just the king of versatility, and you got to have this stuff. Let's keep it moving with Le Male Les Parfums. You know, this one has really done a lot of good in the Le Male line. You know, they kind of revived it with this one a little bit. They had Ultra Male, which did really well. They've put out some other flankers in between there, some limited edition, some just kind of random ones that didn't really do a whole lot. But this one does bring something exciting, and it puts eyes back on the Le Male lineup. You know, the hype for the original fizzled out a long time ago, obviously. Ultra Male, similar deal, just more so recently it has started to fall behind in terms of just being talked about all the time. But Le Male Parfum is kind of igniting that flame yet again. And this has been out for a few years now, and it's still going strong. We also have a Le Male Elixir on the way, which I'm excited about, and I'm hoping that it's as good as this, if not, hopefully even better. We'll just have to see. But this one really did a good job of introducing a different variety to this scent DNA. You get a little bit of cardamom, actually some iris, vanilla, tonka bean, lavender. So it kind of combines Ultra Male and the original with its own warm, spicy twist. Beautiful flanker. Absolutely gorgeous. Each time I smell it, it just gets better. You have to have a bottle of this stuff. Next up, we have Prada Luna Rossa Black, another one that's just amazing and well deserving of any sort of recognition that it gets. You know, it's also kind of past its prime a little in terms of the sheer amount of hype that it was getting at one point, not to the level of some of the others in this video that we have talked about and are going to, but surprisingly enough, given the scent DNA, it did have some people really rallying behind this one. And that was mostly when it was available at discounters. That did help a lot. You know, at one point, a lot of the Prada Luna Rossas were $55, $60, $70 for 100 mil on discounters. Now they're all closer to $80, $90, and this one's out of stock all the time. So retail is generally the only way to go. Every now and then it pops up at discounters, and when it does, I do send out an email so you can get it at that price below retail, but more often than not, it is sold out, which is a bummer. But it is worth seeking out, even at retail, in my opinion. I think retail is $130. It's not completely horrible. It's all about the tonka bean and amber. It's dusty, it's powdery, it's warm, it's inviting and sexy. There's something special about this stuff, and it is a great release with great quality, great uniqueness, just everything combined together to create something that is really amazing. To this day, this right here is still one of the best smelling things I've ever witnessed and I've ever experienced. Dolce & Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum. There is something about this, for me, that just does it. It's that tonka, tobacco, amber combination that just smells just captivating. It's breathtaking. I mean, this is a gorgeous scent. Yeah, in 2023, it's not the most unique thing ever. It's a victim of its own success. People found out about it. People started wearing it and buying it like crazy. And so that kind of saturates this a little bit. It kind of dilutes it to where maybe when it first came out, you know, the Eau de Parfum in 2015, maybe you would get those over-the-top reactions from it. Maybe not so much anymore because people are more familiarized with it. That's not to say that this now all of a sudden is a bad scent, though. It's not. And as you can tell by my bottle, this is just one of my bottles, it's, you know, had a lot of skin time. So one that I still continue to wear to this day. I've said it before, it's my evening scent. Even just at home a lot of times in the evening after a shower, I'll spray this one on. It's perfect to wear to relax and just to enjoy. And I love it. It's amazing and one of the best date night fragrances that you can buy. All right, next up, Acqua di Gio Profumo. You know, they have many flankers at this point. They're all really good. Some better than others. Like I would take this over something like Absolu, Acqua di Gio Absolu. Not that it's bad, but there are some better options. Profondo, the Eau de Parfum, things like that. All better, you know, but they have a little bit of everything for everybody. And again, Profondo, the Eau de Parfum, two other great options as well. For me, the Parfum has always done the best for me. You know, the Eau de Parfum hasn't been out as long, neither has Profondo, but, you know, the Parfum concentration, the incense, patchouli, smokiness that this one provides gives it something that none of the others have, and not just the other Acqua di Gios, but any other aquatic on the market. There's nothing else quite like this, and to me, it's worth every penny. It's worth getting a bottle of or two and having around. It's amazing stuff. One of the best ever released. Next up, we have Terre d'Hermès Eau de Toilette. It's all about the bitter orange and the vetiver, some other woods going on in here. A little bit of an aromatic feel, kind of this metallic sharpness also. You know, this is not for everybody. Spicy, peppery, you know, also it's different, but in the best way possible as well. You know, think of something along the lines of Bleu de Chanel. Not in terms of scent, they're completely different, but what you would wear Bleu de Chanel for, or at least when I think of it, I think of an office environment, a professional meeting, something along those lines where you just want to smell like you fit the part, for a serious, kind of opportunity that you're taking part of. I would also choose a similar thing like Terre d'Hermès for that situation as well. There's just something about this that when you smell it, it's just like, yeah, this guy is not messing around. He knows what he's up to. He knows what he wants, and that's what this is all about. And La Nuit de l'Homme has to be in the video as well. Also, one of the best date night fragrances that has ever been created. This and the One, in my opinion. Now, this is all about the cardamom, the lavender, and all that. You guys know the drill by now. Similar deal. Even now, it stops me in my tracks. Completely breathtaking. I can smell this stuff all day. And it's another one where wear it in the evenings often, just hanging out at home, not even going out or anything, just at home. You just spray this on and you just enjoy it. That's what I love about this hobby, just enjoying it for myself more than anything and sharing it with you guys, obviously. And this is the type of thing that I really kind of gravitate towards when I want to, enjoy something like that. This is also not my only bottle. I have a tiny little 30 ml that I picked up recently, very much a new batch. Still smells great. Not quite as rich as the older ones, but still amazing and better than most other designers on the market, even still in its reformulated state. It's worth getting a bottle of. It's worth having around. Chances are you will become obsessed with this DNA. We're running down to the end with John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This is a great brand that offers a lot for a low price. Everything from this to Artisan ACQUA, Artisan BLEU, John Varvatos Vintage, Artisan XX, which is their, the XX with the bitter orange vetiver going on, XX Artisan, whatever you want to call it. There's a right order for it, but I can never remember. I think it's John Varvatos XX Artisan, but I could be wrong. But you guys know the drill. They have a lot of great ones for, something that adds more value than it takes to me. Sometimes it's, you're spending a lot of money to get a little bit in return. It's almost like that fragrance is getting more out of the transaction than you are, the company that is. But this is one where it gives a lot of value for a low amount, even great performance out of this as well. It does have some bitter orange, some like clary sage and neroli, petitgrain, musk, other woods, other citruses. It smells like a garden. It smells like springtime. Very unique given the circumstances that this one falls into with that low price. Last up for this video, we have L'Homme Ideal Extreme by GUERLAIN. One of my favorites. And yeah, maybe not a designer technically, but designer priced. So I'm throwing it in anyway, just because I really wanted to. There's something about this plum, tobacco, almond mixture that is just interesting. And I mean that in the best way possible. So unique. There's not a single other thing on the market that smells like this in terms of, I'm not talking about clones. I'm talking about just other fragrances in general. There's nothing else that quite does it like this. So when it comes down to it, if you want something unique, something different, something that has great quality, great performance, and ultimately just something that smells so amazing and unique and different and exciting, but also seductive and sweet, you should check this one out for sure. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 of the very best designer fragrances that have ever been released. Again, these are only 10. There are many more out there. This type of video can be going on forever. But I had to kind of feature the ones that, just came to mind first, and these were it. Links will be down below. Deals will be going out to my mailing list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.